Good morning, good day, good afternoon to everybody out there in the YouTube world. Oh boy, what a beautiful day here in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Just sunny, warm for this time of year. Supposed to go to +7. That's unreal. Bring it on, global warming for our part of the world anyway. This sure beats the -30 we could have right now very easily. Unreal, beautiful day here in Saskatchewan. Sure cuts into that winter. You would never believe it's the middle of November right now, that's for sure. Well, let's get to these games that happened yesterday in the CFL. Wow, what some football there, I'll tell you. Yeah, I know it's rough being a Rider fan with our not making the playoffs, but those poor Toronto fans, I really feel sorry for them. Wow. You know, 16-2 team going into the playoffs and big favorites by more than 10 points, and they come out and they got a quarterback that crapped the bed. I've never seen a quarterback play such a terrible game in a playoff game. Wow, oh wow, oh wow. Absolutely a disaster for Toronto. I felt sorry for Pinball. They show Pinball. I could just see the wheels turning in his head. They finally start picking up lots of fans there. Pretty full stadium. And that Toronto comes out the offense. Well, mainly Kelly. Just brutal playing by the quarterback. It was something else. You know, like they're gonna have trouble getting people back in the stands after that again. You know, got such a big season, 16-2. You know, the last time that happened, the Riders, I think it was in '89. We beat the Elks, or the Eskimos at the time. They were 16-2 and we beat them. It wasn't like this one. Bloody real. 9 turnovers. 9 turnovers. Man, if Cody would have showed up, a lot of people here in Riderville, oh boy, you know, happy Cody. Yeah, if Cody would have had a half decent game, it should have been 60-0. Oh, yeah, he just did what was needed, and that was it. I think they only had about 270 yards of total offense, and he threw 1 pick. Got sacked 7 times. When has a team won? When the opposition quarterback gets sacked 7 times and 270 yards of offense. It was all Montreal's defense. What display of defense. Well, it didn't help. Kelly, some of his balls looked like they were intentionally just flipped out there for anybody to catch. Had no zip on them, no nothing. Just flipped them out like he never played football in his life. It baffles me. And then Kelly, at the end of the game, just runs right off. Doesn't congratulate the opposition at all. That's poor sportsmanship on his part. The only thing that I kind of pissed off in that game was that call against, I think it was Armstrong there. When they stopped him deep in their end zone, it was still a good possibility for them to come back, and they get roughing on the center. I know it's a penalty, but that happens on a lot of plays. Maybe he just hit him too hard this particular time, and that gave the Alouettes another chance, and that was the only time that they were right down there, give him a fresh set of downs right at the goal line, and Cody flipped it to someone and he broke a tackle. That was the only touchdown pass. Cody, he's just a mediocre quarterback that just, at least he didn't give the ball away only once. But the defense and the special teams, I think that was actually the thing that eventually broke their back, was that run back by the Alouettes. And the 2 picks, of course, for touchdowns. Yeah. Defense outscored Cody by 3-1 or 4-1. But I'm happy for Moss. I think he got a rotten deal, you know, in Saskatchewan, taking the blame. You know, there was a lot to be said that I kind of thought he should have been the guy promoted. And Dickey last season, they should have swapped positions and put Dickey back on special teams and kept Moss. Ryder, come on! Come on! Listen, let's go! But that didn't happen. Yeah, that's the only thing I think is bad for the CFL. I'm happy that Montreal got in there. Like I said in my video before, I would be pulling for them, but never thought it would come out to this kind of outcome. I knew turnovers would be important, but 9 of them, you're selling the farm. You know, the guys that had the money on this game, they must have been just laughing like crazy money on Montreal with the 10 points. It was like Kelly was trying to throw the game away. Really was. It really was. I have no idea why Montreal didn't put in Dukes. I think it's Dukes, their backup quarterback. He had a lot of playing time going down the stretch. That's another thing, you know, like they haven't played a meaningful game for Christ at least 50 days or so, and they've had the playoff spot already #1, so they played that Dukes a lot. So I don't know why he didn't play him, just because he's their most valuable player nominee. He was playing like the dropout nominee yesterday. Just crazy. Well, the stuff about that game. The other game, BC Lions and Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Again, good game, good game. I didn't mind that game at all. As I stated in my video before the game, that if Oliveira got over 100 yards rushing, they'd win the game. And Oliveira, I think, almost had 100 yards rushing in the first quarter. That was the only thing that surprised me about the Bombers. In the second half, they went away from the run. I have no idea why. Well, when you're running the ball at will, I'd have kept running the ball. I don't know if maybe their players run out of steam or something. Can't push them out of the way for runs, I don't know. But they just went and abandoned the running game in the second half. That was the only thing bad about that game, was that touchdown Oliveira did get right at the first one. You know, they're deep about the 8-yard line, and BC had stopped his momentum, and they got into a scrum, and they were pushing the whole scrum. The linemen were pushing from behind and pushed them over the goal line. Well, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's a penalty in the CFL. Look that up for me. I don't know, but I know you can't pull for sure a guy forward. The lineman can't pull, or one of his players can't pull him forward, but I don't think they can push either. Like, that's a rugby move. You're like, hey, this is not rugby, it's football. and that should have been whistled down. And I'm pretty sure you can call a penalty on it too. That one kind of baffled me, but and the only other one that baffled me is White Campbell. In the fourth quarter they're still in it and still had a chance to make a comeback. And they throw that long one down, and the Bomber makes a nice play on it, but he still had a hold of his hand and did grab him. Like, I don't know why Campbell didn't challenge that. Like, at least challenge it, you know. Give it a chance. Challenge the play and see what the hell I don't know if they'd have won the challenge, but at least they'd give it a try. Hi, buddy. Okay, where was I? Stopped and talked to somebody about the likelihood of Montreal beating Winnipeg in the Grey Cup. I'll have a video on that coming up here. And see who's in and out. I know Big Hill's not going to make it, I'm pretty sure. It's too bad. I like Big Hill. You know, he's a mean player, but his spirit of his share of guys coming over on the short yardage, that's for sure. But that's the only way you can stop him, you know. That in another video. Anyway, decent game. I had said that if BC doesn't get ahead in the score, they're not going to have any chance. They had to get Zach back in the pocket and be able to get Betts to knock him down a few times, but that never happened. You know, he didn't really have to throw the ball that much, or the control with short passes. And yeah, like I said earlier here, I'm not sure why the teams go away from the run when they get the 100 yards rushing. Pretty sure he must have had close to that in the first half, and he only ended up with a bit more than 100. Why they didn't continue rushing the ball? Like, BC's offense, they're just a bit undersized. I mean, BC's defense is a bit undersized compared to other teams, and they rely more on the speed aspect. And they got bowled over in the first half, big time. I said if they can run the ball, Winnipeg can run the ball, this game's going to be over early. But BC gave it a good fight. You know, again, they lost the turnover battle. I don't think Winnipeg turned the ball over at all. And BC, I think 3 times at least. One interception, that was the killer, I think, when Adams tossed one. Hello. How's it going? Right on. Oh, stay down.
We're the farm team now. That's what I'm calling us.
Yeah, that's about what we deserve.
Yep. Well, both our old quarterbacks are in the Grey Cup.
Yeah. And well, that happens in the CFL.
Oh, I know it does, but it just is ridiculous.
You got 2-year contracts. That's the problem, you know. Like CFL, you only get a 2-year contract.
Yeah. Well, I was like, no.
But there's a lot of guys like McKinnis. And there's so many guys that were with Saskatchewan. They're playing in the Grey Cup, but that wasn't our problem. It was just.
No, it wasn't. The problem is still there, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not really happy with them signing O'Day for 3 years.
Yeah, no, fine.
Like I don't know what his contract reads though. Like I think they might have a clause to be able to dump him. I hope they do.
I hope so, because
because that salary cap in the CFL, you can't dump guys. Yeah. The salary cap for the coaches, and he's considered part of the coaches.
I know.
And so what are they going to do if he ends up cropping and not getting anybody in again, you know?
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have 6 quarterbacks instead of 4.
Yeah, well, they usually bring in 6, but I think Dolegala might be okay, and Harris, he'll probably start again, but how long will he stay in there?
Yeah. Well,
you know, like, he's not the youngest guy in the world either, but again, you got to stick with him.
If he gets some protection,
Yeah.
look at Caleres. We
Yeah.
couldn't protect him.
Well,
Concussion after concussion after
I don't think
concussion.
Caleres wanted to stay here anyway. That was the main problem there.
Well, possibly.
You know, that's what I think. And Cody, he just got run out.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, he was the first scapegoat.
Yeah, I don't think they should have got rid of Moss. I think that was the biggest problem. You know, like, Moss works with Cody, and anybody tells me Cody's a good quarterback, he's not.
Yeah.
He's a mediocre at best. Like yesterday,
Yeah. No, I
7
agree.
sacks
No, I
and 250 yards offense.
yeah.
it-
No, the defense was
9 turnovers. Well,
Yeah.
defense wins championships.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
and I thought we would have a pretty good defensive line.
I thought so too.
And that Lanier, we paid him big bucks, did nothing.
I know.
Did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't understand. I don't know if he was hurt or what, but they paid him the most money. He was the highest paid guy, and I think he got 5 sacks all season.
Yeah. No.
You know, I don't know what's going to happen. Who the coach is going to be.
Well, they're in
It's
trouble
hard
because the
to
fan
say.
base is starting to really turn.
Well, yeah. Well, you got older people,
Yeah.
and they're not going to. They're going to go. I don't want to spend, especially they have to drive so far in this
Yes.
province.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, I go down to about 4 games, and that's all I can afford.
Well, that's
you
just
know.
it. My husband is like, "Do you want to split with another guy?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah, it's a
I-
lot of commitment,
Yeah.
especially for us, because by the time you get home, it's 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. So. No.
Yeah, it'll be interesting season.
I
I don't know who they're gonna get. I have no idea.
Well.
I'd like to see someone completely new myself, instead of having retreads come in.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Nice.
get see if they can find somebody. But it'll be up to O'Day to find some more players.
Yeah.
You know, they got to find players. Toronto, they lost, granted, but they seem to always find players.
Yeah.
And they always.
Well, I think though there's a better draw. Not this. Well, I don't know.
I think our disadvantage in that is because we're in Regina.
Yeah.
You know, like, and a lot of kids, they go, Saskatchewan? They've heard of Toronto, they've
Yeah,
heard of
that's what I
Montreal,
meant.
and they've heard of Vancouver. But they've
And
never heard of
maybe-
Saskatchewan.
Maybe Calgary.
Yeah, exactly. Stampede stuff. And
Yeah.
stuff. But as far as that's hard to convince
I know,
them.
That's what I mean.
You got to get them to show them that you have a hell of a place to play at,
Yeah.
you know. But that's his job,
I know.
you know. And he's got to do it.
Yes.
What a beautiful day, though, eh?
Oh, I know.
Unbelievable.
It's great.
And I was talking to a guy, and he said it's supposed to continue, is it?
I don't know. I haven't seen. I just saw today +7. I was just like,
Yeah. No, but he said it's supposed to continue on for over a week like
oh,
that.
that's nice.
Yeah, that'll cut into winter.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
We still have stuff in our garage. We've been doing renos.
Yeah.
So,
That's always fun, isn't it?
yeah, no, it's anything but.
Yeah.
But we better get going.
Okay, have a good day.
Yes, you too.
Take care, bye.
See you later.
Real Rider fan there. More about that Winnipeg game. Adams, like I said in the video, he had to stand in his head for them to have a chance of winning, and he didn't. He had all sorts of opportunities to run the ball. He got sacked. Like, a lot of times he was standing in there forever. They were giving him unreal protection. Ryder found another squirrel. But they were giving him really good protection, and he first 2 reads. Kudos to the Winnipeg defense. They obviously had the guys covered downfield because he had the time, but he never put it on his legs and rolled out and took off like he did in the previous game. He was the most valuable player, and he had to be the most valuable player for them to stand a chance in that game. That's about it for that semi-final of the Eastern West Final games. Was an interesting day of football, that's for sure. I don't know how many times I broke out laughing in that Toronto game. My God, it was so funny how feeble those passes were by Kelly that you couldn't do nothing but laugh. Anyway, move on here. I'll congratulate the Saskatoon Hilltops for another Canadian championship. That's unbelievable. Tom Sargi there, the coach, led that team to many, many, many Canadian championships. Pretty proud of him. I get out to as many of those games as I can. It's good football, and it's the future of Canadian football. Your junior players coming up. Another real defensive battle. I think it was 17-10, and that's pretty low scoring. As I said many times, defense wins championships, and proves it, especially in that Toronto game. It was a defensive win outright. At the Hilltops, go on to another win. Yeah, unbelievable. Now the only other thing to talk about is the hunt for a coach for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. I'm getting nervous about that. Not sure who they're gonna get. It's a case of too many candidates already. And hi. It's a case of too many candidates already. My pick, I'd like to see them find somebody new that's not been recycled as a head coach anyway. Myself, it's time to give somebody a chance new. And it's up to O'Day, and that'll be his neck on the line, I'm sure, if we don't perform next season and don't get things going in a positive direction. That's the biggest next move for the Riders anyway. I'll make a video about the Grey Cup next week here, see who's in and who's out. Thank everybody for watching and making all the comments. Really appreciate every comment that comes on and every subscriber. And we'll see who the next coach for the Saskatchewan Roughriders is. And it'll be the next concern, that's for sure. Pretty nervous about all that. Anyway, till next time, go Riders, go.